Hi, everybody, and welcome to you all who joined in today. I had an amazing session yesterday, conversation with people, a lot of people from Virgin Active, and I know there's a lot of new faces joining in today. So, welcome to this forum. It's the last day of 5 weeks, and I will speak to you about that right now. But we've come to a Friday, and for those of you who've been joining us for 5 weeks non-stop every day, you will understand I have to make an agreement. Number one, this forum is not a political forum, it's not a religious forum, it's mental toughness. Mental toughness is about how you think, because as you think, you are. You logged in because you asked us to send you the link, and you are such a welcome guest here today. Secondly, the agreement that I want to make with you is I can only share my views. I can only share my conviction, my truths. If my truths are different from yours, it doesn't mean that any one of us are wrong. So often we want to be right and wrong, right and wrong. Let me tell you, right and wrong is simply an opinion. So it's never a complete truth. Thirdly, if you sit here today and you're brand new, I spoke to the people yesterday, and I know that a lot of them perhaps missed that, but it will be beneficial for you if you have a pen in your hand and a piece of paper. And some of you will shout, no, Yanni, piece of paper is not good enough for me. Then I shall say back to you, well done. You can have a piece of paper if that's good enough for you. That's how you think. If you take a notebook, it's better than a piece of paper. If you take a diary, and I promise you, a lot of people have sent me photos of their children choosing their diaries, and they have diaries for the first time in their life where they write down the questions or the stuff that they remember from the session. Because spectator living has been conditioned into all of us. That means I want to be understand, watching somebody else in the arena, and at this moment you think you're watching Yanni speaking to all of you. No, I'm in synergy with you. For those of you who come with me along 5 weeks, thank you for the synergy. Thank you for nodding with your head there while I'm speaking. Thank you for encouraging me. That happens unseen, but it's definitely part of the power of this whole session is synergy. I am going to speak about synergy next week, but we are at the end of 5 weeks, so we have come to an end of a time. There's a season, and this season is going to end, and I hope you get scared, because this is not going to continue, not every day. And for those of you who say, oh, that's bad, but let's go on, it's fine, because this is a self-selection process right through life. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is to feed somebody too much. That means I give you more than you need, and therefore it spills because you don't need it. You're not hungry for it. And so many parents step into this trap. I give you more than you need, and therefore you become so familiar with what I give you that you become arrogant and you become a brat. And I wish you to be thankful for it, but you're not, because you didn't ask me for it. I just gave it because of my love for you. But you don't have the mental capacity yet to deal with what has been given to you. So many of us ask for favor. If you believe in God, you pray, God, please give me this. Then God doesn't give you what you ask him for. And you think, does God really exist? I've been there many years of my life, promise you. No, God does God does exist. And he hears your prayer. Yet, he cannot give you what you ask him for, because it will ruin you. It will be your end. Imagine my child comes to me and say, Dad, I promise you, I watched many YouTube videos. I've read, and I promise you, I will take good care of your car. can I please have the keys to your car? I just want to drive around the block and just experience the freedom, but I don't want you in the car. He promised you. He gives you the conviction. He's so sure that he will not make an accident. Will you give him the keys? He's 5 years old. If you give him the keys, you've just robbed him from security of his future. You've just put him in a situation where he's going to be responsible for whatever happens, and you've lost it. That's how many of us live life. We beg God for stuff we're not prepared to do. And I want to share this with you. If you can't be trusted with little, you can't be trusted with much. And right through all my talks, in this whole forum, this whole 5 weeks, non-stop, one theme will stand out. If you are not willing to do a small thing, you won't be able to do big things, because there are really no big things in life. Everything big is simply the result of a small thing done well. Because after the session, the reason why you take notes, and I trust that every one of you have learned, but I can't assume, because my assumption is making an ass out of you and of me. So when we finish and I assume that you're going to do it, you sit there and you got no, and it's my mistake. So I'm not going to assume that you know what you're going to do. After the session, you're going to share what you've learned with somebody else, because knowledge is so much about, we all have knowledge. I mean, you don't even have to write down. You got it on your computer. You can go and type everything is on computer. Everything has been typed. You don't have to do the effort. But everything is in the third person, except if you choose to change it to the first person. Most of you, especially those of you brand new, will write down one should, you should. There's no you or one, because your mind say, okay, that's not me. But if you write down, I should, I will. I received an email from one of the guys that was there yesterday, and he sent me this morning, he said to me, from now on, this is my personal motto every day. And he sent me what he's written down. And I had to answer that immediately, because what is written down was with great intent. But he didn't understand the incredible power of what he's written down. And if he starts speaking that, he's changing his mind, but not for the right side. He's changing his mind to go into fear mode. That means he said, I am not battling with life. Now, many of you think, so, Yanni, what's wrong with that? That sounds like a great sentence. I mean, what is the mindset of somebody that say, I'm not battling with life? In his mind, he's battling with life. He says he's not, but everything that he thinks of is battling with life. So if imagine I got that sentence, I'm not battling with life, and I just turned it and I said, I have victory over every challenge. A total different change of mind. The energy that you experience is totally different. Imagine I'm not battling with life, and I tell my wife, I'm not battling with life. I'm not battling with life. I mean, sorry to hear about your, almost said shit, but no, don't worry. Sorry to hear about your problems. You're a victim of life. It's a victim mindset. I'm not battling with life. It's a victim mindset, because the battle of life is the thing in your front. So after the session, you're going to share with the people around you. And if you don't have anybody around you, you share it with yourself. Just become a little bit ridiculous, but experience the power of speaking. So you're going to ask yourself, if you're alone, hey, Yanni, can I ask you something? And you're going to say, of course, man, you can have a joke. If you're home alone, have it fun. Then you say, of course you can. Then you say, tell me, what have you heard today from that session? Then you take your piece of paper and say, can I tell you, Yanni has decided that he will never be a victim of life. He is going to be a conqueror of all challenges. So from this moment on, I conquer challenges. And then the other person say, I like what you say. I agree. Immediately when somebody agrees, even if you agree with yourself, synergy exists. Synergy, I spoke about it a little yesterday. But synergy is the unseen power. It can't be determined by science or anything. It's when two people spend their energy together, just being together. To be easy to explain it is the purpose of a rabbit in a race. I mean, that guy that runs in front of the true athlete who's going to go for the championship, he's got a rabbit in front of him. Why? The synergy of him and the rabbit takes him through his ceiling. So he goes beyond his talent. That's why world records are broken. World records previously were not really broken. They were set, but there was no rabbit until they found out that the power of somebody else with you will take you further than you on your own could have gone. Enough about that. I want to get to today's conversation. We have decided, me and my wife have discussed this. I have loved the previous 5 weeks. When Johan Ackerman phoned me in 2015, he said to me, Jannie, can you come and work with the Lions? My first condition for him was, I will, but I will only come once a week. I will not be there every day. And he asked me, so why? And I said to him, because when I used to work with the Bulls in 2006 to 2010, I was available every day. Yes, in the beginning, it was fantastic. It was great. But the moment you have too much of something, you become familiar with it, you lose the value for it, and it drops. It spills on the ground. And many of the players, they always said to me, my time was on a Tuesday morning early. Many of the players would say, Jannie, we can't wait for Tuesday morning because we need the mindset for the week. And I want to share it with my family. All of them are waiting. And it was not the case when you're available every day. So for 5 weeks, I spilled my guts. I spilled myself and I loved every moment. And we are on an amazing journey, all of us. Now I'm going to just take some of it away. I'm just going to make it twice a week. So from next week, Tuesday and Thursday will be the 2 days only. So I'm just taking something away. Now, this is the process of life. You've got to understand, I said to you, in life, you can never stand still. It's impossible. Then you're dead. Or you're so unbalanced that your balance beam stand like this and all the weight is here and you will never experience this side. Many marriages look like this. It's so unbalanced, but one person is never satisfied. The other one is not satisfied either. But at least he's got his opinion again grounded. Where a marriage and any relationship should be like this. There's this ball, and you've got to run this, and this is the adventure of playing together and finding the rhythm of life. Sometimes lose your balance, get it back. Perfect doesn't exist. If you look for perfect, I always say, die, go to heaven. Only God is perfect. But if you look for perfect on this earth, perfectionism is the reason for most people's burnout. Because you've been raised to be perfect, look perfect in the opinion of other people. And I'm going to close today with a poem that I wrote. And I got the prize this morning as the best poem. And I'm going to leave you with this poem. Because one of our step-up challenges in our home, that means we challenge each other every 2 days. Every member of the family get an opportunity to challenge the other members to do something that we all have to do. And it's not to make it difficult for us. It's to become better as us. So one of our step-up challenges, but it's not for 2 days only. We do it now every morning, and it's absolutely amazing. Every one of us have to bring a poem to our conversation when we do our mindset early in the morning. Most of the people sleep that time, so they don't have time to write a poem, and they don't have time to read the poem, and they don't have time for the conversation. That's why they chase the day. We are in front of the day. That's why we've got time for first things. And thereby we are so excited. And this morning my poem won. So I'm going to share it with you at the end of the session. If you have a child and you give your child too much, he will become a brat and arrogant and unthankful. Now, gratitude is one of the biggest powers of champions because a champion doesn't have an excuse, he have a reason. Losers always have an excuse because they point the fingers of ungratefulness. You should have, you could have. And I work with many kids, and the kids are by the age of 27, 28, 35, still a kid in the home of his parents, too afraid to get into the arena of life, sitting as a spectator, very fat, being fed all the time, criticizing everybody. And that's how many people live their lives. My challenge to you is get out of the spectator seat, jump into the arena. And I invited you to be part of my arena because this is my arena. I'm living it every moment of the day. I'm challenging myself, and I do have many celebrations. And I make many mistakes, and fortunately, it doesn't bother me because I'm over myself. Your opinion of me doesn't determine who I am. I am the best I can be. And if I make a mistake, I apologize for you, to you. But I'm not going to, it's happened. Now I'm going to give it my best shot going forward. So we are in a new season. And the season is I'm going to feed you less. Because if you become hungry for more, you will get more. But if I give you continuously enough, you never grow strong and you will never look for more. So for those of you who are upset because I'm not going to do it every day of the week from next week on, my apologies. But I love people so much. I love my work so much that I can't afford to continue every day. For those who are serious and you say, Yanni, I still want it every day, phone me, make an appointment. That's my work. I would love to work with you. I would love to spend time with you. But that's what I'm doing at this moment is I'm giving it for free. I mean, the 250 Rand or 50 Rand a session that you pay a token, that's a token. It's not payment. It's good art. That's it. Because we're in a time and space where I know that sowing is now part of my life. The reaping comes in, harvest comes in. That's not my concern. So it's a process of self-selection. If you want to join in, you ask for it. And next week, Tuesday, you will get the link. You join in 30 minutes. Next week, Thursday, we'll join in and we will see where that season goes. How long it continues, because my aim is not to make you want me. My aim is to make you want you. I hope you hear what I say. That you make decisions for you, that you thoroughly enjoy your time so much because you are consistent in your effort. Now, I'm going to give you 5 points as hints that you should consider going forward. I want to ask you this question. If there's children sitting out there and watching us or being part of the session, I'm going to ask you, if you are the owner of 3 ships and they're out at sea, they're not in the harbor, and the one ship carries coal, the second ship carries silver, and the third ship carries diamonds, but masses of it. And there's a storm at sea. Which ship will you put most effort in to rescue? The ship with coal, the ship with silver, or the ship with diamonds? It's common sense, am I right? The ship with coal doesn't really matter. Yeah, you will rescue the people, but let's speak just about the ship. There's no people on the ships. It's just the ships with the cargo. How much effort will you put into the ship with the coal? Almost nothing. You will first make sure that you rescue, that you get that ship with the diamonds. You will get that back into the harbor because that's the wealth of your future. Right through life, most of us spend all our energy on the coal ship. The coal ship are stuff that keeps you busy, but they're not really valuable. I made a statement a week ago or so where I said, and this is my quote, you can write my name underneath that. Are we not busy with so many things, yet successful in few? Should we not be busy with less things and be successful in more? That means, should we not focus our attention, our life, our aim, our energy on that what is really important to us, instead of running around being sidetracked by all the have-tos, but not really important things in life? That's one of the points that I want to leave with you, is choose what you spend your energy on. Have priorities. I spoke this morning, I had an individual session with somebody who's more hungry than just getting food for free. So these people made an appointment with me and for their son, because they want their son to be mentally more tough, more mature. And I asked him, they were on a farm for a week. And I asked him, you haven't seen your mom for a month, basically a month. You were on the farm for a week now. What can you remember was the best moment with your mom? And this boy is 15 years old. This boy sat there and he said, hello, Manny. When we had breakfast, she made breakfast and he was not even aware of her existence. He was so familiar with her. Even though he missed her for a month. We are so familiar. And I said to him, imagine you could just take one moment where you watched your mom and you checked her out. You checked her features, your eyes. And while she was preparing your breakfast for you, just admired and have gratitude to her and stand up and go to her and say, Mom, I just want to tell you, you are the greatest. If I ask you the question now, what was the best moment? You would have said, that was my moment. Was it mine to create? No, you should create it. Those moments are available to us all, yet we miss them because we chase after so many things that we miss the most valuable in our lives. Those people that's closest to you, your health. I mean, how many people are walking out in the street right now? I see my time is running out. Self-selection means you choose how hungry you are. Those people who are not hungry enough, they will remain behind. And let me tell you, it's good, because you don't want to waste energy on coal or silver ships. Eventually in life, you've got to find your diamonds. And when you spend time with those diamonds in life, those people who are in a level where they think, I am important, my message to Yanni is important enough, I'm going to send it. If you think your message is not important enough, you have chosen that. Not me, it's you have chosen it. And as you think you are, that becomes the rhythm of your life. That becomes where you will find yourself. You will place yourself in a mass of people where you feel that you belong. My question is, if the best is available, why choose less? If you do have a diary, why would you choose a piece of paper to make your notes on? Doesn't make sense, does it? How important is the note that you make today? I want to leave you with 5 thoughts. Everything is about how you think. You see, faith, God. If you sit there and you say, Yanni, I don't believe in God, I will tell you, you're right. You're 100% right. There's no God for you. Because if you believe there's no God, you're right. And you will prove yourself right. And your life will simply be an example of a life without God. That's it. So what you believe, I'm not going to prove wrong, because what you believe is right for you. I say, I believe in God. And the more I can believe of him, the more he is in my life. And what you see is somebody whose life is an example of somebody who believes in God, and my life will bear the fruit of my beliefs. You see, God is not a person. God is in your faith. But God is real for me. If it's not for you, I wish you can find this. But this is only beyond three-dimensional vision. God is you can't see him here. He's in fourth dimensional living. Now, most of you think, what the hell are you speaking about, Yanni? I will tell you, fourth dimensional living is beyond reality. And most of us have been living there most of our lives. The one side is conditioned, is determined by a force called fear. Fear takes you beyond reality into the imagination of what can go wrong. Most of us live there. Therefore, we carry the illnesses, we carry the symptoms of that living. The other side of fourth dimensional living is determined by faith. Faith is to be sure of what you hope for, the substance of the things you cannot see yet. So which side do you choose? What is your mindset? I start with a mindset every morning of my life, because one principle you can never get by is in the power of your tongue. Now, the work of the tongue is to speak. In the power of your tongue is life and death. Whatever you speak is the fruit of your future, is the seed of your future. You will eat the fruit of that. So I've spoken my mindset yesterday. I've already spoken it on my forum. I'm not going to spend time because my time is almost up. The second point that I want to make is, are you a spectator or a participator? My daughter said it so amazing this morning. She said, Dad, when I used to dance, our teacher used to ask us, are you the swiping to see what other people does, or are you the one being swiped? That means other people are watching what you do. I'm asking you this morning, are you the one watching other people, or are you the one being watched? There's a question that most people should ask. If I see something and you ask yourself, who is responsible for this? You already got the answer. It's me. Not Yanni. The answer should be in your head. It's me. So if you ask who's responsible, you say, I am. Then you go into the arena of life and you take charge. And that is adrenaline, fantastic, promise you. The third thing that I want to tell you, leave with you with, is consistency. You don't set your mind once a week, once in a month, once when I'm with you. It's a daily thing. Everything you do on a daily basis is where you will end up eventually. If you don't know what you do on a daily basis, decide what you should be doing on a daily basis, then write it down, because there's a rule, first things first. If you start the day late, you will chase the day forever. You can never catch the day. If you start the day early, you will be in front of everything and you will be in charge of everything. Major difference in your experience of life. So many people fight life. Other people ride life. They ride the wave. Other people fight the wave. Last thing that I want to leave with you is, for today, I'm going to invite you all. You're welcome to join from next week. It's only twice a week, 30-minute session. I've got no idea what the topic's going to be. I know one topic is going to be the science or the psychology, the absolute root behind exercise, because so many of us value health. But how do you get that? Because health is a mindset. It's not physical activity. The physical activity is a result of your mindset. I want to challenge you to write the word on your mirror where you brush your teeth every morning. Just this. Or you can write it on your uh, front door or wherever. And when you pass this word and you see it, speak it out loud. And the word that I would like you to write down is why not? So when you stand in front of a mirror and you brush your teeth, say, why not? It will fill you with anticipation. So I'm going to close because my time is up. My wife is keeping me on track here. Thank you, Tasha. And I'm going to read you my poem. I wrote it big because I've got great eyes. To be free, to love, to be, is God's plan for you and me. Be strong and be bold. Never allow the opinions of me to rob you from who you should be. Because in the end, it's between you and God, not me. I trust it makes sense to you. You're not accountable to me. I'm just an instrument showing you how I live life. I invite you to live it with me. And for the people that's been with us for 5 weeks every day, man, it was the wealth of my days. And it's not going to stop. But from next week, I'm only going to share 2 days a week with you because the rest you've got to make yourself. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you and to seeing you again next week. Have a super, super weekend. Be blessed. Cheers, guys.